All right, guys, what up? How you guys doing? I really appreciate you guys for checking me out. So I'm just gonna dive right in. Right now, man, Sony is pretty much self-destructing. Now, I mean, they really don't know what to do with Xbox. They never seen it coming. It was like a assassin ninja just came out of nowhere. They never thought they would get hit, blindsided like this, through all of the greed, the grimy, the scheming, the backdoor, the lockdown games, the pretty much talking down all these years on Xbox. Oh, y'all don't got no games, y'all ain't this, y'all ain't that, and now Xbox is, moving towards a new generation of pretty much triple A bangers supposed to be dropping like every year after this one. They can't take it. Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, banger. Starfield coming to Game Pass, banger. Redfall coming to Game Pass, banger. 30 other studios in development coming to Game Pass, bangers. Now, if you think about it, they don't know what to do. Panic mode. Why would you self-destruct in panic mode? Because you can't think with confusion. Think about it. Sony's been doing all these nasty little backdoor deals, locking down the Spider-Mans, the Wolverines. You already know all these DLCs that exclusively only comes to PlayStation. You already know. It's certain stuff that they do. It don't make any sense. Like I've been saying since day one, man, they've been grimy and I'm sticking to it. I'm not talking about the actual console because that's the brand. That's not like the company. They can't do anything unless they ask Sony. So they have to ask for permission to release anything, or anything goes through, it has to go through Sony. So the developers, I really appreciate you guys for making those bangers on those multi-plat games. So this is never directed towards the actual console, the brand PlayStation. It's always directed towards Sony because they're greedy, and it's finally coming back to bite them. And it's been so long, man. Look how many years, if you really think about it, this has been going on a long time. And finally Xbox finally got something that they can fight back with. It's called Game Pass, and now PlayStation can't handle it. It's really funny, and it's sad on Sony's side because it's like, okay, you guys can dish it, but you can't take it. And that's pretty much where I've been going with this, like ever since day one. I was like, man, look, I gotta dive into this whole Sony and Xbox thing because I've been seeing some little grimy, sneaky, backdoor things. I really just don't like when people are being done wrong, and I just felt like speaking on it because you can just see it. It's just in the open now, guys. Come on, they're blocking. They're paying developers to block games from coming on to Game Pass. How? Come on now. If that's not the grimiest move, like low, it's just low down, bro. Like, and they don't understand. This is Sony's karma for all of those years for doing nasty stuff. Pretty much kidnap Spider-Man. You couldn't even say anything about that deal, but they can say everything in the world about Call of Duty coming to Game Pass. Now they have all to say so. Oh, there's no other greater games in the world. They put Call of Duty on this very high pedestal, like, oh, nobody else could ever touch Call of Duty on that level. They're at a level 10. Everybody may only get to like a level 7 or 5 in gaming. They can't. They get 5 stars across the map. They get a 10 out of 10 every year. They're the top selling game. It's like they praise Call of Duty at the same time, and then they kind of backstab them at the same time as well. Let me tell you why. Okay. This right here was crazy to me, what I just thought about, y'all. Sony is so bold and brave. Let me tell you what they did. They want to bring their AAA bangers, their AAA hits to PC, but at the same time, they want to do a blocking deal on Game Pass from growing. So what does that tell you? An anti-consumer move. That means if nothing's coming to Game Pass, that means you still have to go look for these AAA bangers from PlayStation. I mean to say, Sony games. They want you to go get the God of War. They want you to go get The Last of Us, Days Gone. They want you to get the Horizon. They want to force you into something through PC now. Because we know cloud gaming is the new wave. That's the new move if you really think about it. Why would you try to stop Game Pass from growing and you're trying to put your games on PC? And you know Xbox and PC are brothers. Like that's just crazy, bro. Like I never thought that I would see the day where it would be more. It can be competitive. I'm not saying not to be competitive. I'm not saying that at all. It's just a way that you do it the right way. Like, do it fair. Don't lock down games. Don't try to make these little, close the door and go in the back room and make these little nasty phony calls that they're calling around trying to ruin every deal and come out in front of everybody else and act like they didn't do anything wrong. So now they're playing the victim. Okay, so now you're playing a victim, but you're trying to block deals off. You want to do a Final Fantasy deal. You want to buy Square Enix so you can lock down Final Fantasy. It's not even, you guys already know. If they buy Square Enix, they can say Final Fantasy is going to be released all they want. We already know that's going to be exclusive to PlayStation. They have to counterattack. That's how that old school mentality think. That's how they're bred over there. They don't think like us. You get what I'm saying? Sony don't think like us. Like, you would think the right way. You would say, okay, well, we can make a multi-plat. No. They only want exclusive AAA bangers because that's what they feel like move consoles. They don't feel like multi-plats move consoles because people can choose where they want to play with their friends. And if everybody's going over to Game Pass, that's going to move consoles. Everybody going to multiplayer, cloud gaming, that's going to move consoles. That's going to hype up PC. You have two. See, you got to think about it. Sony don't have to fight against one gaming system. They have to fight against 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different things now. They have a console. They have PC. They have mobiles and tablets. They have TVs. They have Steam Deck that you can kind of portable around. These are all the things that they have to fight against. Not even that, man. It's something even bigger than Sony and Xbox. So what Xbox mentioned, it was like, you know what? We're not even really worrying about, Sony like that. You know what they said? They're worrying about Apple. They're worrying about people like Google, Amazon. These are people that's coming up in the game that Sony may not be able to fight against if they get bigger in the gaming world. If they get bigger in the movies, they may knock Sony off the map. So that's where a lot of fear and anxiety is coming from. But this is a lot of karma for Sony as well, that this story came out, because Sony have been doing some grimy stuff, man, for so long. And for Xbox to come out and say, Sony, you're really not our main focus. You're not the Take-Twos of the world. You want to see a real banger, look at GTA 5. You know what I'm saying? That's the direction that Xbox wants to go in. They want to go in a game that can go into different generations and people still loving it. They're not really focused on the fight on a little console war that Sony's thinking real small-minded right now. They're thinking real small-minded. Xbox is thinking huge right now. Why do you think they dropped $70 billion and ready to drop another 20 to 40 billion on some more studios? They already said it. They're not done, bro. So think about it. They're not done buying studios. What does that tell you? They're after something even bigger than Call of Duty movement, which is they bought some new little IPs that are on the way that people are going to be very surprised to see come back. Those Perfect Darks on the way. Those Indiana Jones are on the way. There's some stuff on the way that we know there are going to be some heavy hitters, and it's going to be way more behind that. They already said it. By 2026, 2028, you guys are going to be seeing some things that Xbox do that you never seen before. And so that's why I say just bear with them this year. Yes, it's slow, but you got to understand it takes a lot longer for PlayStation and Xbox developers to develop these games because you can do so much more with them. when they drop them into the engines, and you guys get to see how Unreal 5 and everything really gets down. You can even go back and see some samples of how they did the demos. Then you will understand why it's taking so long. Then you will understand why Sony is getting mad. You will understand why they're trying to block deals. You will understand why they feel like they feel, and they're in panic mode, because they're not only having to go up against Xbox, but they got to worry about Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google. They have to worry about way more people now. Back in the day, they only had like 1 or 2 competitors like that. Back in the day, they knocked Sega off way back in the day. Sega, they knocked them off way back in the day. They wanted to knock Nintendo off, but Nintendo was too powerful. Nintendo ain't going nowhere. Nintendo making banger after banger, and they don't even need all this publicity behind them. You know, and it's just crazy to think that how can you actually look somebody in their eye like that, like want a partnership with them, and say you just had a showcase. It was a nice one. It was fire. Sony PlayStation just had the showcase where they showed off. They got Spider-Man coming to PC with ray tracing, better graphics, better detail, 4K resolution, probably gonna be like 60 FPS and up on PC. These guys can work magic on PC. Beautiful show, man. I loved it. The Resident Evils, all these cool, awesome remakes on the way. And the whole time you're thinking about backstabbing somebody, bro. I can't respect that, man. I'm trying so hard to think, like, why, what sickness, what greed of sickness do Sony have? Is it because it's something that they're not telling the world, or is Sony in some type of debt? Do they owe some debt? Do they owe somebody? Is it something that we don't know as the gamers? Like, why is it like this between them and Xbox? Why is this fuel keep adding more to the fire? Like this war it's like it's going to be an ongoing console war, and Sony is doing so many negative things right now, and Xbox is trying to be so peaceful on this side and be humble, but PlayStation is like, no, we're going to fight to the death. You guys want to make AAA bangers? Okay, we're going to fight for them. You want to tell us, see, this is what it is. It's all about, they want that extra check coming in from Call of Duty, because they don't want to work on the first person shooter, first party AAA banger like we know Sony can do. We know Sony can do it. We know they have the best. We know they have the best of the best developers in history, bro, on PlayStation. There is no doubt in my mind that they can't make a Battlefield, at least a Battlefield. If they feel like they can't do Call of Duty, the next in line, a Battlefield or another Apex or another Fortnite, we know Sony can at least get close. Even if you can't if you can't knock COD off, if you can't knock Call of Duty off the map, or like be right there with Call of Duty, you can get really, really close, because the Sony fan base is really strong and they stand behind them 100%. Them fanboys ain't going nowhere. So all they have to do is just find a studio. Yes, it's gonna take like 3 to 4 years to bring it out. I mean, they may feel like, man, that's a ways out, but they just bought Bungie. Why did you buy Bungie? You said you got 10 live subscription games coming. So what are they all going to be? Are they all going to be like a venture type, story driven type game, like God of Wars, or like they really ain't saying? Like, I haven't heard what the 10 are going to be, but from here to 2026 they say they have something really big planned for Sony. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they have that really big plan, what is the big deal about the whole Activision Blizzard deal? And Xbox clearly stated, we're going to leave it on PlayStation, and they still don't get it. It's like that they're in scarcity. Like, I don't know, like they're so insecure. It's like an insecure person. Like, they don't know, like, oh well, I don't know, maybe maybe not. They may take it off, they may leave it on. So now they're jumping to, they're just panicking, and they're in the back office, and they're discussing things, and they're just reckless right now, man. The damage control is off the mark right now, man. I just don't see, they're gonna have to come out and make this right, because being that this news just surfaced, everybody's talking about it, we already know what's going on. It ain't even no secret today. Like, it's like I'm lost for words right now, because it's so bad, bro. It's like really, like, what else do you say? What else can you do to make this right? And I just don't see. I think it's just gonna take time, because time does heal all wounds. They can make it right and just play fair, but I just don't know if it's in their blood or in their nature. But I think I'm just gonna leave it right there, man. If they continue to damage control, bro, and the fans continue to back this up, hey, I guess it's gonna be a fight to the finish. So you already know what to do. Till next time, guys, smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell, so you guys can stay updated on all of the new latest and greatest info out there in these gaming streets. Peace.